Welcome back 40k fans to another battle report by Battleforged Brothers, and today we have quite a large battle across this Imperial cityscape. As you can see, there's ruined out buildings, the Imperial statue in the middle, a bit of a compound here. We've already marked out deployment zones, there's ammo dumps, there's also the bastion at the front here as well. Leading out, it is Hammer and Anvil deployment, and today it is a Chaos Unholy Alliance versus the forces of the Imperium. Michael's back with his Deathgaurd. So the Deathgaurd have joined forces in an unholy treaty with the Thousand Sons. They've been tipped off that a Khorne warband is on the way to this section of the planet, and they don't want Khorne to have any kind of backdoor towards being more dominant of the gods. So the two have made a bit of a pact, and they're going to wipe this place clean. In the meantime, however, the poor little Imperial force have no idea that Khorne is even interested in this area, so they are going to get wiped clean by the Deathgaurd and Thousand Sons if they can do it. So we are playing No Mercy. I think it's a very apt game for today. This deployment zone here, we've already rolled off for deployment zones as well. Graham has chose this side with his Imperium forces. They've got the no man's land in the middle here with the barricades, the bastion, obviously the ruined Aegis defence lines, and the barricades made up here as well. And this section here will be the Chaos Onslaught moving in. So it's going to be a very interesting. Obviously Tzeentch and Nurgle don't usually get on, but in this instance they're going to hold hands from a distance, I suppose. Just to mention very quickly as well, some of the terrain dotted around, especially this little barricade down here, is from Spellcrow. Very nice, obviously high resin. Just got that painted up the other day as well. And there's a couple of other bits and bobs that's been dotted around as well. As well as obviously the mat. Like I say, most people already know, but the mat is from GameMat.eu. Give them a check out as well. So at the moment, we haven't rolled to see who's going to be going first. I'm going to let Michael roll off for us, and obviously Graham as well will get the dice sorted out. Right, okay guys, so if you just want to grab a dice and quickly roll off, we'll see who will be going first. So 6 and a 3, so it is the Space Marines who will be going first. Obviously we are using matched play, and of course we're not using the beta rules for Smite either. Just to let you guys all know. So we'll come back once everyone has deployed. Obviously we'll take turns in doing that, and we'll have a look at the armies that will be facing off against each other today. Right, okay, so this is the 2,500 point force of Imperium. They are very organised, as you can see, all manning the barricades. So running from this side, we have the Redemptor Dreadnought with the 2 Gatling weapons there, a Predator Destructor, so 2 las cannons on the side and the auto cannon on the top. We have a Sneaky Vindicator Assassin at the top down there. Just moving across this side, we have Manius Calgar, who is the Warlord, and Warlord trait for him is the one where you can regain command points on 5 up. We have a Terminator Librarian there. We'll discuss what the powers are for them in a second. We have a Primaris Hellblaster squad here. We have the Knight equipped with the Thunderstrike Gauntlets and the Avenger Gatling Cannon. Just moving across at the top of the barricades here is the Intercessor unit. Just to mention about the weapons, the las turret here, and also the quad gun here as well. The quad guns will automatically fire at any units that are within 12 inches, but it'll be needing 6s to hit, unless a unit is manning it, and then it'll use their ballistic skill, just to mix things up a little bit and makes it a little bit realistic that they would use these weapons. Just behind in the compound, just coming around this way, is a tactical squad, and in that tactical squad is a melter gun and I believe a missile launcher, sergeant with a plasma pistol, and another unit down here, pretty much the same configuration apart from heavy bolter in that squad. My apologies, actually this guy is, he's got a grav gun in that one, metal guns in this squad here, and a Predator Annihilator anchoring the left hand side for the Imperium. Just in reserve for these guys as well is a Terminator Assault squad that is 3 3 Thunderhammers and 2 Lightning Claws, and then a standard Terminator unit with a heavy flamer. So with this particular force as well, Graham does have quite a lot of command points. So it is a battalion detachment, so he gets 6 altogether for that, with him being battle forged, and gets an extra 2 for Manius being in the force as well. So looks as though they are all ready to go. Psychic powers for the librarian, obviously Smite being one of them. The other powers that he's got is we have Veil of Time and Fury of the Ancients. So quite thin on the psychic side on this side. Let's go and have a look at the specialists as well as the Decayed. Right, so this is the Unholy Alliance of Chaos Space Marines. So we have Deathgaurd and of course the Thousand Suns. So moving across, we'll look at the Deathgaurd side of it first. Michael will probably correct us on a few things here because I'm unfamiliar with Deathgaurd. But we have a Plague Marine squad here, and a champion, is that?
Yeah, champion with Power Fist, Plague Sword and Plasma Gun.
Plasma Gun.
The normal.
We have another Plague Marine squad here. Are they equipped the same?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
same cookie cutter.
Yep. Obviously we have an Exalted Sorcerer just there as well. I'll cover my side separately. We have the Nurgle Chaos Spawn.
It is a Nurgle Spawn, that one.
Nurgle Spawn there. We also have some Poxwalkers there and across here as well. We have the Demon Prince. Just to mention as well, for the way that we've worked it is for the points, we use them obviously collective. So we have 4 altogether. We have 3 for being battle forged and 1 for the Supreme Command Detachment. Now Michael has already spent 1 at the beginning of the round to give this guy another relic, which basically gives him a 2-up save, and if anybody damages him in combat, it deals him a mortal wound back.
Mortal wound back.
Mortal wound back on a 4-up. Right, we have Typhus. You might recognise the scheme for the Tyranid there. A little bit of a cheeky nod from Michael there. We have the... Can't remember the names. What's this guy called with the Tallyman or something?
Yeah, so
he's the Tallyman?
You got the Tallyman and the Noxious Blightbringer with him.
Noxious Blightbringer is this guy there, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, we have a Hellbrute equipped with a Power Fist, Multi-Melter and Heavy Flamer on that guy?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just... Combi Bolter.
Combi Bolter, sorry.
Yeah.
Yep. And that is everything apart from the deep striking Terminator guy. What's he called again?
Is the Lord of Contagion.
The Lord of Contagion is deep striking in.
With the Plague Reaper.
With a Plague Reaper. Okay, moving across to a little bit more familiar for what I'm used to. So we have the Exalted Sorcerer on disc here. He has a Warp Flame Pistol. I'll come back and discuss the powers for these guys. We have a unit of 12 rubrics. A Warp Flame Pistol from the Sorcerer. We also have a Warp Flamer there. And the Soul Reaper Cannon. For the Supreme Command Detachment, obviously we've got this guy here. We've got the second Sorcerer there. And the other one there as well. And Ahriman is the Warlord for today as well. With his Warlord ability trait, giving him 3-up Invuln. And just at the back, and just hiding in cover for now, is the Chaos Predator Annihilator. So, powers, obviously I'm going to take a while to go over powers, so I'll just quickly spin around this side. So, the reason I've got these all numbered is just mainly so that I can remember. So, this guy here, the one on the disc, has Death Hex and Diabolical Strength. This one in the middle, number 3, he has Warp Time and Prescience. And then this guy here has the Gift of Chaos and Tzeentch's Firestorm. Ahriman's powers that he's chose, he has powers that he's got, if I remember rightly. He has, obviously, Smite. He has, just quickly grab them because I cannot remember for the life of me. Yep, Glamour of Tzeentch, Prescience and Doombolt. The other guy, sorry, it wasn't Prescience that he had, it was Infernal Gears. So a lot of powers to remember for the Thousand Suns. Powers that is Typhus.
Yep, Typhus, he's only got 2, nice and easy. He's got Plague Wind and Putrescent Vitality.
And the Demon Prince
is even easier with his Miasma of Pestilence.
Miasma of Pestilence for him, and of course Smite across the board as well. So we at the moment are going second, but I am going to attempt to see if the fickle powers of chaos are going to bless us today. See if we can see. So if on a nice tasty 6, on a 2 we don't. So it will be the forces of the Imperium manning the barricades, looking across. Let's go and have a look, see what they can do on turn 1. Right, so the Space Marines are on the move. Manius Calgar has issued his commands. So the Hellblasters have shifted forward with the Librarian in Terminator armor, as well as Manius himself, backed up by the big lad in the back as well. Just moving through the compound, looking to gain some range, get their weapons targeted on the Deathgaurd and the Thousand Suns. Across this side, this flank, the Redemptor and the Predator working in tandem. Predators just drove right up against the barricade here. Same again, looking to train their eyes upon the Deathgaurd. So on this side of it, just everybody shifting through the doorways, and of course the Predator and the other tactical squad just moving up slightly. This Primaris Intercessor squad here stayed stationary. For the rules for this weapon, obviously we have stated that one of the members of the Intercessors would sacrifice their shooting for that, and for the automated one, that is basically going to be whoever's turn it is, whoever's units are closest, it would happen on their turn. So this particular round, this will not be firing at the Thousand Suns. It'll be on our turn that it'll have a chance to see if it can do some damage. Unless, of course, any of us manage to claim it and start firing it the other way. So apart from that, the Terminators, they are not coming in. The Vindicator, of course, he's staying where he is. So we're going to quickly do a very quick psychic and shooting phase. So let's come back once the guns are heated up and see if there's any chaos left. Death to the heretics. Right, so the end of turn 1 has happened for Space Marines, and as you can see, first blood was caused and the Deathgaurd have lost the Demon Prince. Did take a lot of firepower to do it. Came from the Redemptor, the Predator, the Hellblasters, who even overcharged and lost one of their number. Graham did re-roll one of his wounds as well, so he's already spent one of his command points. He didn't get it back, and I also didn't get another one for Helm of the Third Eye. The Knight as well, he also fired, across into the Poxwalkers and has brought them down to a unit of 3. So absolutely brutal on that side of it. The las cannon from these guys fired across as well, down across at the Nurgle spawn. Didn't do any damage, and the rest of the guys were out of range. This Predator as well also shot across at the Demon Prince. So a lot of firepower coming in at mainly to the Deathgaurd. Tzeentch being a bit more sneaky and hiding behind cover and everything. But first blood has been caused. So it's 2-0 to the Space Marines at this stage. But we'll have a look and see what the Fickle Powers of Chaos can do to remedy the situation on their turn 1. Right, okay, so we are just back after Chaos movement on their turn 1. So the Hellbrute has came storming ahead. He's just moved his, he's advanced as well. So he's just behind the cover that way. The Rubrics have just moved forward their standard. Did roll for this as well. We didn't get a 6, so no hits there. Typhus has advanced. He moved 8 in total, closely followed by this guy and the Spawn. The Poxwalkers have just moved forward as well. They advanced as well, Michael?
Yeah.
Yep, they have advanced. Ahriman just in the back here, as well as the Sorcerers just shifting up, and the Sorcerer just staying over there. Plague Marines that side and that side, as well as this dude here. The Predator has just shifted around just to get a, see if we can get a bead against the other Predator over there. And just at the end of the turn, we've got some friends for the Imperial to deal with. So we have, what's he called again?
Felthius.
Felthius, yeah, he's just deep struck in, as well as the Scarab Cult. More than 9 inches away, of course. So hopefully give the Space Marines something else to worry about rather than the advancing lines here as well. So we will come back after quite a long psychic phase and shooting for Chaos on their turn 1. Right, so we are back after a psychic and shooting for Chaos. Not very eventful for psychic, unfortunately. Obviously, with the Demon Prince going the journey, Michael's powers were very diminished and he didn't get any of his powers off. A lot of the Thousand Suns powers also failed to get off as well. It might be just first turn jitters, maybe. But we did manage to cast from Thousand Suns. We did cast Diabolical Strength, and that came from this guy here, and he cast it on to the Deathgaurd, the Plague Marines. You did get a power off actually, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What was it called for yours? The something pestilence. I don't know what it was. It was something. It was one of the ones where it increases. Yeah, miasma or pestilence increases the toughness for them
and strength.
And the strength. So these guys are currently sitting at strength 8. So any deep strikers, beware. In the shooting phase, not very eventful. We took 1 wound off this Predator over here. That just came from firepower from our Predator. Random bolter shot as well. Didn't do any damage. Across this side, however, we did manage to get a kill point. We took out this squad. We also used a stratagem. We used Veterans of the Long War, just so we could take that out. So currently the scores are at 2-1. We do have 2 charges to set off, however. So we're going to charge, I can't remember, Felthius, I think his name is. Yep. He's going to try a charge, as well as the Scarab Cult are both going to attempt to get into combat with the Predator. So the Predator, of course, will have Overwatch. So if you want to roll up your Overwatch shots, you'll have, right, 4 dice there. Which target are you targeting?
Choose one.
The Terminators.
Scarab Cult. Okay. Yeah. So 6s?
No.
No. Okay, so Terminators have a long way to go. 11 inches. Okay, nope, that will not be enough. And the Deathgaurd, well, Felthius himself. That looks as though
6, 7, 8, 9.
6, 7, 8, 9. No, they failed to get in. So, bit disappointing from turn 1 for Chaos at the moment. I think it's just trying to move into the compound. The Marines are definitely well dug in there, but we are getting closer. Like I said, there's a Hellbrute lurking around here waiting to get in. Of course, the Rubrics as well as the Plague Marines are still absolutely fine. And of course, the Marines, although they are dug in quite well here, they do have the Knight, of course, still untouched. They do still have this threat at the back to worry about as well. And of course, however, The Space Marines, because under the tutelage of Marneus Calgar, they're not unprepared for the Terminators. No doubt will be using the Teletoriums, and they will be popping down at some point to wreak some havoc. So let's go back after turn 2, movement for Space Marines. Right, okay, so under the watchful eye of Marneus Calgar, the Marines have moved out. So Predator's staying where it is, Redemptor Dreadnought and these Hellblasters, along with the Librarian, have just come through this way. The Intercessor unit is staying exactly where they are, manning the barricades. Tactical squads just came round, as well as the Predator just moving around as well. The big guy, he's looking as though he's coming through. And at the end of the turn, Terminators have deep struck down here as well. Not liking that, because it looks as though these are going to get a lot of firepower into them and potentially charges as well. Just across this side, the Assault Terminator unit is deep struck behind enemy lines, looking at my Predator. So my Predator is probably not going to be there next turn. So that's all the movement done. Everything's now on the board. Of course, the Assassin is just waiting patiently to pick out his targets. So apart from that, we'll do a very quick Psychic and on to the eventful shooting. So hopefully we'll have some units left to tell you what happened. So we'll be back in a moment. Right, so we are just back after Space Marines turn 2 Psychic and shooting, and it was quite brutal. Psychic, Smite was cast from the Librarian on the Poxwalkers, and then in the subsequent shooting phase, they were obliterated, getting another point there. The Vindicator attempted to shoot down to Typhus and got 4 wounds, and Typhus bossed every single one of them. So absolutely fine there. Over this side, the Scarab Cult Terminators are pretty much almost dead. Took a lot of firepower from the Intercessors. The Gatling, Avenger Gatling from this is the one that did the most damage. Took all of them down apart from just the Sorcerer. And the Stormbolters from the Terminators, the Grav, everybody here fired everything in this Terminator, and he's still alive with 1 wound. However, he will have morale at the end, but Graham does have 2 charges to set off. So the charges are going to be the Terminators are going to attempt to charge into Felthius, and the Imperial Knight is going to attempt to charge into the Scarab Cult Terminator Sorcerer there. So I'll just quickly roll for the Terminators, for the Bolters. Probably not going to do a great deal, so 6s. No, nothing. So Felthius doesn't have a shooty weapon or anything, so he doesn't get any Overwatch there. Apart from that, just quickly roll up distance. Bit of a stretch for the Terminators to get in.
Terminators need a 10. 6, 7, they don't.
7. Do you want a command pointer?
No.
Okay, and for the Imperial Knight?
Oh. Needing
8.
6, 7, 8.
7, 8.
Yeah,
He gets in. So we'll get the combats resolved over here. It is looking very bleak for Chaos over this side. For the rest of the force as well. As you can see, it's very, very diminished. So we'll get everything resolved, and then we'll continue on and come back with the results and the start of turn 2 for Chaos. Right, so we are just back after the movement phase for Chaos on their turn 2. Just in regards to assaults, as you can probably guess, absolutely obliterated, so another kill point there, and then consolidated into combat with Felthius. At the beginning of our turn, Felthius' ability took a mortal wound off the Knight. So Graham is currently on 5 kill points to our 1, so the Chaos are really, really lagging behind and need to do something. So, Araman, with the fly keyword, he's just come up to here. Rubiks have moved around there. The second Exalted Sorcerers just came around, looking to get some psychic shenanigans off against these Terminators. The Predators just shifted forward as well, just to still be able to get a bead on that Predator over there. Exalted Sorcerer still moving there, and the other guy just there as well. As for the Deathgaurd contingent, the Plague Marines have moved forward this side here, looking to get some shots off against the Terminators in the shooting phase. These ones have also moved up their standard distance as well. Typhus has he advanced for Typhus?
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. Alright. So he's just moved up the standard distance, and obviously the Hellbrute as well. looking to try and get into combat as soon as possible. So apart from that, we'll go on to Psychic. Hopefully we'll do a lot better for Psychic phase this turn, and then of course shooting. Hopefully we need to start chipping away at the Imperium to get some points back here. So let's see what we can do on turn 2. Right, so we are back after Psychic and shooting for Chaos on their turn 2. A little bit better for Psychic. So the Deathgaurd side of it was Smite from Typhus. Took two of the... No, sorry, it was one of the Hellblasters out with that. My Psychic, a lot of Smite and a lot of powers being cast left, right and centre. So this guy got Smite. His closest target was Marnius, and he took 3 wounds off him. Because he did get the D3 result for that, and he did get 3. So great work there. Armin tried to cast... well, actually, no, he did cast Prescience down onto the Predator, and also cast Glamour of Zinch onto the Rubrics. Over this side, this guy cast Warp Time on the Plague Marines, and they moved again with the keyword being Heretic Astartes. Fine to do that. And over this side, this guy casts Smite and also Death Hex on this Terminator squad. So he cast Death Hex first, and then Smite, and this unit is looking pretty weak. Firepower coming in from the Plague Marines over here, whittled them down as well. And across this side, Predator did really well. I was highly tempted to redirect all of its fire against the Terminators to finish them off, but I stuck with my gut plan, fired across, didn't get the kill, but that Predator is on 1 wound. So that surely that'll be a kill point at some point here. And a couple of bolter shots from the Rubrics firing up at the Intercessors caused 1 wound. And apart from that, that was everything that can fire has fired. No points picked up yet, but a lot of units weakened down. So I think for Chaos, we're going to have to try and get these, whittle everything down like what we're doing at the moment, and then hopefully the kill points will all start racking up later on. But we do have a couple of charges to set off first before that. We obviously have the ongoing charge over here. Now that's a lot of wounds for this guy, Felthius, or Filthius as I'd like to call him. Or Voldemort's brother. I mean, look at that face. It's brilliant. But yes, a lot of wounds from chew through there. But across this side, the Deathgaurd have... Is it just the 1 charge over here or 2?
2, Typhus and the Hellbrute.
Typhus and the Hellbrute are charging into the... Is it the Hellblasters that you're going into?
The Hellblasters, yeah.
The Hellblasters. Okay, so the Hellblasters, who are you firing against?
I'll do against Hellbrute.
Hellbrute. Okay. So, hitting on 6s. Oh, we just got 1 6. That'd be strength 7.
Definitely 7.
So force to wound. Does get a wound. That'd be AP -2 for standard.
Yeah.
5s.
Oh, he bosses it. Now, does he get in?
Let's find out. So, Hellbrute. No, 3. Not even close.
Oh, no, he fails to get in. Typhus gets a 4 and
8.
a 4, so an 8.
I don't think even that's enough. No.
No, unfortunately, he fails to get in. And Thousand Suns have decided to set off a charge here as well. We need a 9, so we're going to try and get this Exalted Sorcerer into combat with the Terminators here. Highly doubtful, but we'll see if we can get in.
6, 7, 8, no.
7, 8. No, we fail to get in. We could command point it, but we are not going to do that. Just to mention command points as well, we are down to 1. We did use 1 command point to do Kabbalistic Focus, just so we could get off Death Hex. So that's everything all done. So we're going to resolve this ongoing combat down here. Hopefully, little filthy boy over there will still be alive. So we'll come back at the end of turn 2 and the top of turn 3. Right, so we are just back after the end of turn 2 for Chaos and the end of movement for turn 3 for Space Marines. And another kill point racked up. Felthius is no longer there. He's been replaced by a tape measure. Yep, he didn't have a nose, now he doesn't have a face. So that puts the Marines on 6 to the Chaos's 1. So they've moved up, obviously consolidated and moved across this way. Marnius has just shifted up there in support of the Hellblasters, the Librarian, and the Redemptor look as though they're going to go around here towards Typhus and the Hellbrute. Over this side, Terminator's just moving in. Look as though they're going to try and get into combat with the Exalted. And apart from that, no one else has moved. The Intercessor's still holding the line here, and the Vindicator Assassin just lurking in the background, and the Predator as well, the one that's on one wound. He's moved back just to get out of harm's way. So apart from that, we'll do very quick Psychic and shooting, and see what's left of Chaos after turn 3 shooting for Space Marines. Right, so just back after Psychic and shooting for Space Marines on their turn 3. Quite eventful, not too bad though, to be fair. The Intercessors, the Tactical Squad, the Terminators, the Predator and the Knight all shot across into the Rubrics and took 3 of them out. The Glamour of Zinch, obviously the minus to hits, and also all his dust against any of the weapons that had the damage 1, helping us a lot out there. Firepower coming in over this side from the Vindicator, the Dreadnought, all going into the Hellbrute. Reduced the Hellbrute down to 3 wounds. So he's not too bad. He has rolled for his crazed roll and failed. So apart from that, there was no kill points picked up in the shooting phase. No. Graham also tried to cast Smite as well, but Araman sneakingly denied that. In regards of command points, Graham did use a command point for a reroll, and he also used a stratagem as well. So he currently has 4 command points left. Helm of the Third Eye managed to get us 1 of them back, so we currently have 2. So apart from that, Graham just has a couple of charges to set off. So we've got the Redemptor Dreadnought and Marneus Calgar going into combat with the Hellbrute. So the Hellbrute, of course, will get Overwatch, and Michael will have to decide what he wants to target with that. And across this side, the Terminators are going to try and get into combat with the Exalted Sorcerer. So we'll resolve Overwatch and everything first, get everything all sorted out, and we'll come back after the combats has been resolved, and then we'll go into Chaos turn 3, more than likely our last turn, just because of the numbers, unless we pull something right out of the bag. So we'll have a look and see what happens. Right, so we are just back after turn 3 for the Space Marines combat, and the Hellbrute has been killed. He did blow up, and he's dished out quite a few wounds. More notably, he has dished out some wounds to Marneus. Marneus is on 1 wound. Across this side, no damage taken, 3 wounds taken on the Exalted Sorcerer. Exalted Sorcerer killed one of the Terminators in return. So that's everything all done. That is putting the Space Marines 7 to Chaos 1. We're going to very quickly do our final turn, and we're probably going to call it, but we just want to see if we can, just for pride and just for a bit of fun, just to see what we can do. So we'll be back after a very quick turn 3 turn for Chaos. Right, okay, so we are back after turn 3 for Chaos. Just filmed the full turn, and it is an Imperium victory. We'll have a look and see how exactly that has happened. So in the movement, as you can see, everybody's shifted up. A couple of psychic shenanigans like Smite going off. We killed the Warlord, which gave us 2 points there, so kill point and Warlord point. We killed the Dreadnought with their psychic powers, as well as, yes, it was psychic powers. He didn't explode. Over this side, the Rubric shot into this squad as well, diminished them down. The Predator shot across over to the other Predator and blew it up. Apart from that, that's all of the shooting. So we racked up quite a few points there. We also managed to kill the Terminator here, which gave us a kill point from the Plague Marines over there. And in combat, Typhus finally managed to get in combat, killed the last remaining Hellblaster. So in a total, we came back and we got 7 kills, 7 kill points to the Imperium's 8. So a lot of the damage was done early on in the game, I think, to be honest, diminishing a lot of the units down. It was just trying to get the points themselves. And the Brightbringer as well, obviously failing, and obviously dying, giving Graham the the kill point that way as well. So a bit of a shame because he did overcharge, and that's what basically pushed him over. So the Imperium holds strong. I wouldn't say, yeah, I'd probably say, yeah, it was quite easy for them. They are a bit battered. A couple of units killed off at the later turns, but they played very well this game, especially with the Knight in support. So thanks very much for watching, guys. It's been awesome having Michael back on the channel as well. I think me and Michael kind of looked at the forces and thought, you know, maybe should have brought a lot more numbers or bigger stuff such as Magnus and things like that. But you live and learn. But I thought we did quite well towards the end to pull back as many points as we could. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and until next time, happy wargaming.